Hey folks, what's up? Welcome back to another Repel Massive video, and today we're gonna go over Raihan and Duraludon, right? Which is coming out tonight, which, as usual, I will be summoning on live when that drops. So stay tuned, check that out. Let's have some fun, or not have fun if I get shafted. Which is, I mean, you guys have fun when I get shafted. I don't. I do not have fun when I get shafted. But yeah, Raihan Duraludon. So there's a few layers to this, right? In terms of, if you should summon for it or not, right? One being obviously how good the unit is. The second one being how good is it comparatively, right? The third is, how much do you need this? Fourth is, I guess, how better it is compared to the other units in this, this month. And the last one is the time trial event, which I do think people. I don't think it's like a huge deal, but it is something to consider if you really do want to complete everything in the time trial event, right? So let's get into it. So starting off with the unit itself, it's a strong unit. It's kind of like N, right? It's very much like N and Zekrom. I feel like, except a bit worse because N and Zekrom, both of them are very high, damaging 4-gauge move users, and obviously does get the extra benefit of electric terrain, which is nice, right? Although their damage output numbers are kind of similar, right? At the end of the day. However, both of them are really slow. N does get some things to help, right? The sync freebie, entry freebie. You do have entry freebie with Duraludon as well, but it is like locked behind the sync grid, which does cost you 9 energy, which I'm not sure if it's really worth picking up. But yeah, this thing is very slow, but big damage, right? So yeah, so this unit has got stuff like ferocious entry, which is nice. The trainer move gives you +2 crit, right? It gives you super effective up, and then you have a free move next off of this, right? This lowers your special defense, but also gives you gradual heal. The gradual heal will basically negate any recoil damage that you get at all from Steel Beam, right? Steel Beam does give you, recoil equal to half of your HP every time you use it. However, you have Standfast 9, so instead of doing half of your HP, it only does like 5%. And then, however much HP you lose from Steel Beam, you just straight up heal back up with your gradual heal. So you're actually gaining HP every time you use Steel Beam, technically, right? So don't have to worry about the HP thing at all, the recoil thing. You do have other coverages like Dragon Pulse and Rock Slide. Rock is okay for coverage. However, Dragon, I mean, not a bad Dragon type damage healer, but there's just so many better Dragon type damage healers out there, right? You got Rayquaza, which is free, which is fantastic. Then you got Dragonite, which is, obviously still probably the strongest, right? Out there. Among other units like Haxorus, Hydreigon, Kingdra, Altaria, this and that, right? Komodo, right? A lot of Dragon type. So the Dragon Pulse cover is not the biggest deal in the world. On top of that, you do have some stuff in your sync grid, which are nice, right? You have Tough Cookie, which is a decent multiplier. You got some sand stuff, which I'm still not a huge fan of, honestly. I really don't think the sand is really good for Duraludon. I mean, obviously to get your max damage, you want sand, but then again, if you're doing that, you'll have to bring like either Acerola or Tekabutops, which both aren't fantastic, right? Unless in the future they give us a really powerful sand unit, something like the sand version of like May or something, right? Which then, you would want to pick up the sand stuff, which obviously makes you much more powerful. Which I do think in the future they probably will eventually, give us some really good sand unit, or like a sand blaster unit that gives you sand on sync, and which hopefully again will be a great individual unit. Maybe like as powerful as, maybe not like as powerful as May, but maybe like as powerful as like Volkner. That would be really nice, right? So even though at the moment I don't think the sand grid stuff is really useful, but in the future, again, once they do give us a great or better sandstorm unit, that could definitely be pretty beneficial, right? So moving on, you got recoil removal. Honestly, I don't really care. Like, you don't really need the recoil removal, right? With a gradual heal, you're healing more than you take damage because of, again, Standfast 9, right? You basically take no damage, and you heal HP. Got Supreme Entry, which is nice, but it doesn't really matter because you're getting super effective up on your trainer move anyways, right? And you will be using your trainer move because it gives you crit. So this is pointless. Entry Freebie is nice, but then again, 9 energy. I mean, if you don't have like anything else to pick up, you could pick that up, right? Bursting is terrible. Unflappable, don't really care. Pinpoint Entry, okay, I guess. But then again, you just pick up the accuracy note instead. And then yeah, that's basically most of your kit, right? Stoic, Focus Rush, which again, I don't really think these are. I mean, you could pick up, I guess, like Focus Rush and then make it so that you don't need to bring like a crit buffer. But I'm not sure how great of an idea that is, honestly. But yeah, Duraludon. So in comparison to like the other Steel type strikers, Gloria and Steven, right? Duraludon definitely does more damage than both of those two. However, again, this doesn't mean Duraludon's better than those two because, you know, each do very, very different things. All three of these, Gloria, Steven, Duraludon, even though they're all Steel type, they all completely do like different things, right? I don't really think they're really great comparison trying to compare them to other because Duraludon's the big, super slow but big damage dealer, right? Gloria's the opposite. Gloria's is super fast, but not as big in terms of damage, right? Gloria's a great secondary striker. Duraludon's more of a main DPS, right? And then Steven's the hybrid damage, sync nuke, flinch, tank, like sort of like tech-ish unit, right? Of the bunch, which is again fantastic in legendary arenas. So yeah. However, I do have to say, like, for most of the Steel Week stages in the game, either Steven or Gloria should be enough to like finish the opponent, right? And Steven at least 2 out of 5 Steven. Although I do think 3 out of 5 is kind of necessary, but Gloria 1 out of 5 should be enough, right? If you like just need like a Steel type unit to like beat Steel Week stages, again, Gloria Steven should be enough. However, if you don't have Gloria Steven, Duraludon is definitely a good option to pick up, right? Because again, really great damage dealer. Again, the downsides, slow, all that stuff. Team comp is slightly strict, but fantastic damage dealer, right? It's really great at doing damage. Not great at doing anything else, but very good at damage. So there's that. Again, definitely a great unit to pick up. However, the other thing to consider is the time trial event, right? Time trial event, Duraludon gets the big boost in there, right? Gives you the big boost in the scores, so you get the rewards easier. The rewards aren't the biggest deal. I mean, they're not like super crazy, like if you miss out on them, like you're doomed, but they are nice to have. Does that mean, oh, you should go ahead and spend 36,000 gems to get 1 copy of Duraludon so you get those rewards from the time trial event? No, that's not worth it. However, it's more so of a, if you're going for a Duraludon anyways, right? Or if you like kind of like Raihan or whatever, right? Then go for that. That's the extra thing you get from the time trial event. You should still do decent even without the Duraludon. I'm just not sure if you clear everything because there is like one mission that like you have to use like 3 Galarian sync pairs and clear it under like a minute 35 or something. And maybe it could work with Leon. Who knows, right? So, in my opinion, you should probably wait until for those who are worried about the time trial event thing, right? Probably just wait until the time trial event comes out for a day or two, see how beatable or how obtainable the goals are without Raihan, right? If Raihan's like absolutely necessary, then maybe that gives you extra incentive to pull for him. If he's not absolutely necessary, if Steven, Gloria, whatever, could do the job, Leon, whatever, then obviously then you don't really need Duraludon over here then. So yeah, Duraludon. Again, it is a good unit. I do definitely think he's better than both Nessa and B, right? And I also do think it is a better banner pull since he is a Pokefair, right? So in terms of if you are pulling for him, how many copies should you go for? So let's look at the grid. So at 1 out of 5, you don't really have much at all, right? 2 out of 5, you do get some stuff, but like honestly, none of these are like fantastic, right? So, in my opinion, his grid is nice. Like stuff like Tough Cookie is good, but like I don't think it's really necessary. The move gauge refresh and Steel Beam is really really good as well, but like I really don't think it's necessary. I think 1 out of 5 Duraludon should be enough. I think 1 out of 5 should be enough. I don't think there's any point going for 2 out of 5. Because 2 out of 5, again, just gives you, like, pinpoint entry, burst in, Sands of Time. So, like, the best thing over here is probably the move gauge refresh on Steel Beam. Which, again, is really good. But I also don't think, if you could... It's, like, the move gauge refresh can be, replaced by a well-built team comp that gives him enough speed, right? So I don't think going for 2 out of 5 is like a really good idea. So you either go for 1 out of 5 or go 3 out of 5, which I also don't think 3 out of 5 is like that big of a deal. Obviously, again, it gives you the big damage nodes multiplier, right? But again, I think 1 out of 5 Duraludon should be enough, right? Most of his stuff is in his like base kit. And by base kit, I mean his very high power 4 gauge move over here and stand fast 9, right? Along with gradual heals. So yeah, again, I do think it's definitely a good unit to summon on, especially with the time trial event being a thing as well, right? Extra incentive to pull for it. And again, it's not like last time, like Nate was like just, bad, right? So like after you're done with the time trial event, Nate's just there doing nothing. Duraludon's actually good. Duraludon's actually good. So it's not just something that you're just pulling and then using time trial event and never pick up again. Duraludon's actually good. It's definitely something that that could help you beyond just the time trial event in the future as well. And again, like I mentioned before, I do think he probably will get better in the future with time once we do get a better Sandstorm unit, hopefully, right? Hopefully the Sandstorm unit that is also kind of fast to help with Duraludon's, again, very, very bad speed, right? So, anyways, that's this one. I guess hope you guys enjoy. You guys in the comments down below. Like, enjoy this video. So, channel some more Pokemon as a con. Again, I will be summoning for him live tonight once the banner drops. So, tune in for that. Have fun, folks. Good luck if you guys are summoning. I'll see you guys in the next one.